Well, joining us now, Washington Times opinion editor Charlie Hurt, David Horowitz, founder of the David Horowitz Freedom Center in Los Angeles, author of the new book, Big Agenda, President Trump's Plan to Save America. Good to have you both with us. David, let me start with you because your organization and Milo working together at UC Berkeley, we understand that they canceled his speech 2 hours before it was to take place. They didn't have adequate police, or they had leaders in the police, top officials, who refused to deploy police to stop an estimated 150 anarchists who rioted and destroyed property and in many cases injured people. Is that a correct summation?
Yeah. This was the launch of our anti-sanctuary campus campaign. And the people responsible are Janet Napolitano, the president of the university, former head of Homeland Security, who's made California campuses sanctuary campuses that defying it's really in opposition to the Patriot Act. They encouraged this. Why weren't people arrested? I mean, this has been going on for decades. I can't go to a campus without bodyguards, and there's no prominent conservative who's become a target of the left who can do so. And that's the responsibility of the administrators. They all need to be prosecuted. Sure, defund them. Make them pay. The one good thing that's happened is the election of Trump. Now we'll have an attorney general who will investigate. These are fascists is what they are. These organizations that commit violence, that have violent protests, and throw them in jail where they belong.
And Charlie, we've got this. We have the demonstrations in Washington, D.C., the riots on Inauguration Day, leaving aside the Saturday protests, however you would like to describe those. And arresting 216 people in Washington, D.C. I was shocked that the Washington police actually responded. But in the case of UC Berkeley, you're looking at, maybe it's an outdated notion, that our academic institutions, our colleges, our universities are institutions of academic freedom, pure freedom of speech and assembly. I mean, this is beyond any expectation, I think, for anyone, certainly who is a product of the 60s and takes a look at what is happening now. It is the absolute inverse.
And there's supposed to be a place where kids learn discipline and where kids are challenged, both intellectually and mentally and physically. And of course, David is exactly right. It's just absolutely astonishing that they should have arrested every single one of them and put every single one of them in jail by whatever force was required, considering what they were doing. But to me, the most disgusting thing that happened was that they canceled the speech. Yeah. Free speech is not about protecting speech that you like, and people try to dismiss Milo as being, oh well, he's a provocateur, as if somehow that matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he is, provocative, mainstream, left-wing, whatever. He's got a right to speak. And the idea that the university would back down instead of, move tanks in to put this down so that the person who wants to speak gets a chance to speak.
At last count, they had made one arrest. They withdrew the police, never put police up against the anarchists who were doing all of the property damage and injuring people. We showed a young lady with a Make America Great hat being pepper sprayed, for crying out loud. Another person being unconscious.
Yeah, and imagine, Lou, if you did this 2 or 3 times, I think these thugs would start to get the message, and maybe they would quit doing it, because the argument is, well, these are not students at the campus, these are people that travel around. Okay, well then start arresting them, and you'll fix a lot of problems in a lot of different places. I think that's terrific.
Well, it's terrific that David Horowitz and Milo and the organization, David, your organization, is working to at least bring attention to it, if not break the cycle of utter ignorance that has seized so many public campuses, public and private, I should say, but public campuses in California and around the country. I want to turn very quickly to Iran. And President Trump saying nothing is off the table here. David, after saying very clearly, determining that they would be put on notice, and General Flynn making that announcement yesterday, and today a missile launch in defiance. Your thoughts about where we go from here, where we're likely to go?
Well, I hope they reinstitute sanctions, and I hope he pulls the plug on this phony deal, which holds Iran to nothing.
Interestingly, that doesn't seem to be the thinking here. It is that they're going to hold to the deal. The sanctions they're talking about crafting, as I understand it, is so that they would not be in violations of the deal, which I find utterly remarkable.
Well, you could also consider it step one. I mean, this is an administration under siege. We have a seditious Democratic Party that is destroying the American electoral system as we speak. We have actresses calling for a military coup. We have Democrats sabotaging an incoming administration. So, you know,
we had an NFL quarterback intimate he wanted to see the president assassinated, for crying out loud. Exactly. And apparently the Secret Service is not following up on any one of those expressions.
Well, that's a mystery to me. I mean, right. and we have a State Department that's leaking presidential conversations.
Yeah. Right. Charlie,
it's a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess. And sedition, I just call it subversion. I haven't moved to sedition yet, but we're close, David. We're close. Charlie, your thoughts as we conclude.
You know, you're right about the Iran sanctions. You know, I think some sanctions are better than no sanctions, but what it underscores is just how pernicious the deal is to begin with, just the actual damage that Barack Obama and John Kerry actually did by lifting all the global sanctions that were on Iran. And it may be impossible to get all that toothpaste back in the tube, but getting something done is better than nothing. But it is a good reminder of just how damaging the last administration was.
Indeed. And we only need a faint reminder on occasion.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Charlie. Thanks.
Thank
Charlie
you.
Hurd, David Horowitz. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, guys.